Have you ever wondered what you're doing being enrolled in college at your big grown age? Because what are we doing? So, let's be honest, this is probably not what we had envisioned for ourselves or the course of life events that we had planned out, but we're here and we're doing it. So, you might have life pulling you in all kinds of directions, up, down, left, right, left, right. The truth is, though, being an older learner kind of makes you a force to be reckoned with. You're not like the rest. You are not like the rest. And in this video, I'll share why your additional life experiences that you've accumulated over the years set you apart not only from the rest, but also set you up for success. Hey there, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kiki, and if you're new here, welcome. And I create content and videos for people like yourself who are navigating the many obstacles that life throws at us all over the place. And this is through sharing my own personal experiences, my own insights, and my own motivation. Today, I want to focus on a near and dear topic of mine, which revolves around being an adult learner in college, as the title says. It doesn't matter whether you're in your late 20s, 30s, I'm approaching there, I'm getting close, 40s, or even older. I'm here to let you know that you got this. You got this. And the decision that you made is so powerful and impactful, and at the same time, just so difficult and challenging. And I've divided this video into 3 parts: the obstacles we face, how to overcome them, and why this path is so worth it. Why it's so valuable that you're doing what you're doing right now. Let's start with part 1: the obstacles we face as adult learners. So I'm going to mention 3. And whether you're returning to school after many years, whether you're starting for the first time, or whether you're even just contemplating enrollment, this video is for you. So, yeah. Technological barriers. So, it's not easy adapting to the constant growing and advancing technology around us. That is hard, even for younger generations. But as people are from older generations, like myself, like people much older than me, that's really hard to adapt to. It's so hard to adapt to. And especially when you're doing college classes, and especially if you have an online class, like I'm full-time online student. And it's not easy learning the platforms that we use and the various software that's required for us to download and use throughout the classes, or tech tools, especially if you're not tech savvy. And I am not tech savvy. I am not. Okay? I'm not. So that's that. Number 2 is imposter syndrome or self-doubt. So this constitutes pretty much being out of place or feeling out of place in a classroom surrounded by younger students. And that's really challenging in and of itself because these kids just came from high school. But for us who are much older, we have to start from scratch. We probably have to do beginner testing levels to see where we're at first, to gauge like what we know, what we forgot. And that's stressful, and then there's this fear. Another point is that there's this fear that comes along with, the self-doubt and imposter syndrome, and that is fearing the inability to keep up academically, because you are surrounded by younger students who, again, like just might have it a little easier. I say that loosely. And the last one is time management challenges. So this is especially hard, because as adult learners, we're balancing school with our work, our jobs, our careers, whatever we're embarking on at the moment to pay our bills, and adding school into that. You got to be kidding me. And then on top of that, some of us has families, with little children running around. That's its own challenge in itself. Having your own family, having kids. I'm not there yet, but I will be there at some point in the future. And that's hard. And I'm already thinking about how I'm going to navigate, someday being a mom and being still in school, because I'm still pretty early in my school years, and various other responsibilities that you may be carrying. Balancing all that while also balancing school is so hard, you know. And unlike traditional students, we wear many hats. We have many roles that we take on a daily basis, including the ones I just mentioned before this, outside of just being a student. So younger college kids, they don't really have those many roles yet, those many responsibilities that we carry at this point, and that's a challenge. That's hard. I'll hope it's not lost, seeing as this point of this video. So let's talk about ways to overcome these obstacles. 2. Enhance tech skills. Enhance tech skills gradually. So this includes watching YouTube tutorials on YouTube. Gotta love YouTube. But YouTube will be like your biggest asset. I use YouTube for a lot of things to help me get ahead, to try to figure out how to do this, that, and the third. I've used it for video notes on classes if the professor didn't provide as much information as I needed to learn something, or if I needed something explained to me better, I would rely on YouTube to help pretty much, delve into that more. So definitely recommend YouTube. Also, don't be afraid to approach the younger students or classmates to get help or for clarification on how to use some technical aspect while you're in school, because they're probably more than willing to help. They are more than willing to help you out, And also, with that note, don't be afraid to ask your professors for help. Like, don't be shy to ask your professors. That's a whole other video of talking to professors and getting close to them. Not close, but or close, whatever, build a good relationship. That's good. But yeah, and then also utilizing your tech support at your college for additional help. If you have a problem, if you run into an error or crashes or difficulties, rely on your tech support at college. See what they have to say, if they can help you and help guide you through things, especially if the professor can't do it or if other classmates can't do it. Tech support is there for you. And just remember to take things literally one at a time. Just one at a time. That's it. So, yeah. And then number 2 is building confidence. So, on this note, I would say it's especially important to utilize your academic advisors and the counselors to help navigate challenges that you face. And this will help you build the confidence that you need to get through it, at least your first semester, and definitely forever on after that. A lot of people don't make use of their advisors or counselors, and I personally made that mistake in my first few times, being in college and not completing or succeeding at all, failing, dropping out. That's another story, though, for another day. But I didn't utilize that. And when I did finally start utilizing my advisor, she helped kind of push me through and guide me along so I could get to where I am today, which is literally like 2 semesters away from getting my associates, including this semester right now. So I'm pretty proud of that, and I'm very grateful for her for helping me for that reason. And then I would say to dig deep as to why you made this choice, or why you're thinking about making this choice to enroll in college. And I really feel like it's so important to really dive deep inwards to just really find your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you in school? What is your motive of this? And that'll help fuel you on once you figure out a deeper reason. And it can't just be like a superficial reason, like, it could be you want to make more money. That's great, but you're going to need something stronger than that. You really will need something stronger than that. You're going to need something a lot more powerful. Because I used that and it didn't work for me, so don't recommend it. And as I said in my last video on taking up space, remember to reward yourself along the way and celebrate your small wins every step of the way. So just keep pushing yourself forward, you know? And then my third tip is on mastering time management. So this can include using planners, apps on your phone, to-do lists, which is my personal favorite. I love writing to-do lists. Literally, even for just outside of schoolwork, I like writing to-do lists in general. Or even a calendar to block out your study sessions and write down all your assignments that are due. Next is to prioritize tasks. That's a tongue twister. Prioritize tasks based on their urgency. So focus on tasks that weigh more of your grade, and focus less on the tasks that weigh less. But with that said, make sure to complete literally every single assignment that's assigned to you. This is so important because some people will just skip out or be like, I don't know what to do, so I'm just not going to do it. But I'm telling you, it's so much better than getting a 0. So please don't forget to complete every single assignment that is given to you. Next is to communicate with your employers, friends, and loved ones about this new endeavor that you're on, and communicate about your schedule and your availability, because you're no longer going to be as free as you once were, and they have to respect that. So I would definitely recommend this, setting your boundaries. Also noted in my last video. So set your boundaries and communicate. And last on the mastering time management is creating your own routine and study sessions. So not everybody's study sessions and routines are going to look alike. You may see people on YouTube that are like, oh, I do my 5 a.m. and I start school at like 7 or 6, or I do it at like 6 p.m., but you are unique and you need to find what works best for you. So I've tried various schedules and I really just had to do what worked for me and my schedule best. So don't try to fit in with other people's and be like someone else. Just do what works for you because you have your own unique set of circumstances. Whether you're working, then maybe do it before or after work. So just try to think about what works best for you. Now, let's get into why it's so worth it. So this leads into part 3, career growth and financial opportunities. So degrees more often than not, lead to high-paying roles, leadership positions, if you want. You don't have to. Promotions, or even a completely different career path. So you can switch from whatever you're doing right now to finding a whole new job, And not only that, but finding a career that you're actually passionate about, which is so, I don't know, underrated, overrated, but I feel like not enough of us choose careers that we're passionate about. We just try to get a job that, leading to my next point, we just, we're no longer having to make ends meet at a job that we hate. And that is so draining of our life force and our energy and our time. Life is just so short, and you don't want to waste it just paying bill after bill after bill, barely making it through, and having nothing to show for it at the end. So there's that. And my next point is that it's important because you're setting an example, you do it for your kids, family members, your friends, peers, and show them that it's never too late to chase your dreams. You truly will inspire other people. Like, you truly will. So keep that in mind, that not only are you doing it for yourself, but you're setting an example. And on the note of setting it for yourself, my third point is personal fulfillment. So this can include, obviously, personal growth, through overcoming challenges, various challenges that you'll face along with college, because there's some things that you have to gain and assets that you have to have when you're in school that are unique to college and you can't really find anywhere else. I'll get into that another time, in another video. But it also, which helps you build resiliency, which is my next point. And through building your resiliency, you build self-confidence in yourself. When you turn in that assignment, when you get that good grade back, when you finish that first semester, you build confidence that, oh, okay, I can do this. Like, I actually can do this. Let me keep pushing forward. And, that sense of achievement is just unlike any other. Unlike any other. And lastly is to prove a point to yourself. Prove to yourself that you can do this, that you got this. Like, that's one that's personally hits for me, because for the longest time, I didn't think that I could do it. And I'll talk about this another time, again, in another video, but in summary, I have tried college 5 times, literally 5 times. Um, and all 5 times I've failed slash dropped out. And sorry, that's really hard for me because, yeah, it's just really hard for me. And I'll talk about that some other time, like I said. But, more recently in 2022, I re enrolled and I had a whole new different perspective and outlook. And I'm here in 2024, at the end of 2024, still in school. So, I proved that point to myself that I can do it. After getting that first semester down packed, like I was just so fired up to keep going. Like that first semester was the hardest thing for me to do. And I feel like it might be the hardest thing for you to do as well, is to get through that first semester. Like especially if you've been in school for a while, most of us haven't been in school for a while. So just getting through that, again, builds that resiliency, that self confidence, and that trust in yourself. The trust in yourself is so vital that you can keep doing this. Because then getting that degree at the end, doesn't seem so far fetched anymore. So, being an adult learner, in college is not easy, but the rewards greatly outweigh the challenges. And it's important to remember that you are not alone. You are not alone. Trust me, because I'm there too. I'm still there, and I'm going to be there for a while. Just saying. And let me know in the comments below, like what obstacles you face or lessons that you've learned through being in college up until this point, and just share with everybody else. I'd love to hear from you. I'm sure other people would love to hear from you. We can get a conversation going and flowing. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this content and want similar content. And keep going. You got this. Keep going, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.